Hey guys, it's Chris, and today I am making a video about the basic structure of a Greek shrine, at least from my point of view. And this is my personal shrine and an altar, my personal worship space. And I just love it. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's a combination of many things that I've collected over the years. It wasn't something that I built in a day. Sometimes you just get an idea at some point down the road and you're like, hey, I can use these, and these and put this together and I'll have an awesome shrine. And so that's what I did. And I may even make some videos tomorrow on how to offer libations and other offerings in ancient Greek religion. I think that'd be cool, and do it right here at my altar, which are two different structures. The shrine is, as you can see, a place where commonly religious symbols and icons and images are placed. And the altar is commonly, although there are some statues on this altar as well, but commonly the altar is a place for offerings and sacrifices and prayer and things like that. And that's what mostly happens here. As you can see, my little altar offering block there where I burn incense and things, and my libation bowl where I pour libations, my bowl for barley that I use for purification on my hands and stuff like that before I pray and offer. A lot of the statues are there kind of as symbols and presences of protection for the altar. You got Theseus here and Achilles on the other side. Theseus is one of my patron heroes, and so there are many times when I pray to him, and so he's there on my altar for that reason, and also to invoke his spirit and his presence to protect the altar. I suppose you might could say Achilles is one of my patron heroes as well, but the reason that he is present on my altar is to once again invoke protection for the altar, but also because Homer was my first introduction to ancient Greek religion. The Iliad and the Odyssey, those were my first introductions. And so I feel a very special connection to the Homeric tales and the heroes that are involved. And as you know, Achilles is, undoubtedly the most popular hero of the Iliad. So that's why he's there. And also a statue of Hestia there, presiding over the main offering part of the altar. I have a statue of a Sphinx in front of the altar, the offering block, to act as a guardian of the structure here. So I really have 4 guardians all around it. This is my prayer tree. If you've read my latest blog post on prayer trees, you'll see this talked about. And I love this. I've wanted a prayer tree for a long time, but I just never got around to it. I never found one, never was able to figure out how to make one. And plus, it was an issue of room and privacy, things like that. So I decided to get a quartz tree where I could basically just, hold on to one of the leaves and basically infuse my prayer and my energy into it so that it would always be there to gain the attention of the gods or any god who may come to the altar at any given time. So the prayers just stay there and are constantly petitioned to the universe. Back behind there is a statue of Ibi. She's the cupbearer of the gods. She also can act as kind of an intercessor, and so that's kind of why she's around the tree. Heroes can be intercessors as well. As a matter of fact, they do occupy a place between gods and mankind. But Ibi, she's a goddess. She's not a hero. She's a goddess, but she's also the cupbearer of the gods. And so she, pours their ambrosia. She's at the prayer tree because she can act as an intercessor for me. I could say something like, Ibi, as you pour your sweetness to the gods, please do not forget to mention my name, something like that. So that's why her statue is there. But getting to the shrine, there is a statue of every Olympian on this shrine. I'll start with the centerpiece. This is the center wall niche. It's used to hold a statue of a particular deity for a particular day or celebration. So let's say it was a festival of Poseidon. I would put a statue of Poseidon up there, one that's bigger than any of the other ones around here. And he would stand there as the central deity of focus for that day for all the celebrations and offerings that are given. But normally it remains empty. Normally this is a place of general prayer and worship. So as you can see, I have Hera, and these are all colored statues as well. They're small, but they're colored, and so it adds to the beauty of the shrine. As you can see, Hera and Zeus occupy the tallest points of the shrine area. Down in the middle are my 4 main patron deities: Apollo, Athena, Aphrodite, and Artemis. And over on either side of those is a statue of my other 2 patron deities. I don't want to call them lesser patrons because I think that to call them lesser kind of downgrades their importance. They're just more patrons that have come into my life. Hermes, because he's the god of writing and communication, and I'm a writer. And also Poseidon, because he is the god of the seas and water, and I'm a water sign. Water is something I very much love, and so I connect with him as a patron as well. These are some of the reasons why I've put them in the places that they are on this shrine, like central positions. Over here on the right, you have Dionysus and Demeter, and last but certainly not least down here, Hephaestus and Ares. And so all of the dodecatheon is represented. That is the basic structure of my Greek shrine. Oh, by the way, I found these two wall reliefs at Goodwill, actually, and very, very cheap. And the first thing that hit my mind was these would be wonderful for my shrine. And they're not named. There's no names on them. Christians would probably think they're angels, of course, but to me, when I look at this, I see Eos, goddess of the dawn. When I look at this, I see Hemera, goddess of the day. So it's like light and day. It's the coming of light every day. It's the coming of the presence of the gods, of positivity, of goodness, the beauty of the universe that shines. So that's what it means to me. I hope you guys have enjoyed this tour of my personal shrine. I really love this one more than I've ever loved any other in-home place of worship that I've ever had in my life. Just because I love the color and just the detail of it all. And by the way, it didn't cost me much to build this. Really, the most expensive things were all the statues that I bought in a set. I think that costed like $150 some, something like that, 130, which is not a lot of money. For 12 colored statues, 6 inches high, really beautifully detailed, that's not a bad price. That's not a lot of money at all. But as far as wall niches that you see, the flowers, all the decorations, those were all purchased at Goodwill, at thrift stores, for next to nothing. I always encourage people to look around thrift stores, antique shops, because you can find a lot of wonderful things for your religious practice that don't cost a lot of money. And that's a good thing, because truth be known, you know, the pagan community and the Hellenic community, we're not the richest religious community in any sense of the word. So it helps that we can find ways to, you know, be productive and to establish our religion without having to pay a lot of money. Until next time, may the gods keep you.